What's up guys, my name is Angelo and welcome to my portfolio update for September 2022. As always, we'll have a look at how each of my investments performed. ETFs, which have been going through a painful period lately, even though I tried to buy the dip several times last month. Peer-to-peer lending, where I've actually been going through quite a few changes lately. For example, I fully exited one platform and replaced it with a new one. And lastly, my small portion in crypto. We'll of course also discuss any important events up to today, October 3rd, 2022. Before jumping straight into it, don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos specifically for European investors, and if you'd like to support me, feel free to use my links down below in the description to anything I mentioned in the video, some of which also include sign-up bonuses. Also, please don't forget that none of this is investment advice, just my own opinion based on my personal experience as an investor. Let's start with ETFs, the largest part of my investment portfolio. These have been hit very hard this year and sadly, last month was no exception. Here's how my ETF portfolio, which I share with my wife, has been holding up. We're down more than 10,700 euros since last month. So yeah, that's definitely not fun to look at. I even bought the dip on 4 occasions last month using interactive brokers. Yet our portfolio is still below its value at the start of September. If we look at monthly returns more precisely, our main ETF, the accumulating Vanguard FTSE World, was down 6.5% in September and is now down about 13% since the start of 2022. At least we received a total of 375 euros worth of dividends from the distributing version of the Vanguard FTSE World ETF, which we purchased before making the switch to the accumulating version at the start of 2021. As bad as the market is looking right now, things might be looking up a bit, according to Chamath Palihapitiya, a famous billionaire VC investor. Here's what he had to say in the latest All In podcast episode.
And I think broadly speaking, the markets are now starting to stabilize. All the irrational behavior is starting to exit the system. The party is in the last few hours. Volume's going down, the alcohol is being taken away, people are hanging around with a little bit, lights are coming on, they're like, oh, I've been here a little too long. And I think that that's a very healthy process for an economy. And I think that that's what's happening right now. So I'm constructive, I'm a little bullish, I'll go out on a limb. I think, we could be 3 to 5% from the lows, but we're more near the lows than the highs.
I tend to agree. I don't think we're going much lower than this, meaning that the turnaround of the stock market might not be too far away. Either way, I'm sticking to my long-term investment strategy, so I'm buying more shares of my ETF on a monthly basis. Speaking of that, if you're looking for the best low-cost broker in Europe, I recommend checking out Interactive Brokers, which is what I've been using the most over the past few months. You can find the link down below. And since someone asked me this in my last video, no, there's absolutely nothing wrong with Degiro. They're still an excellent choice for European investors. In my opinion, Interactive Brokers is just a little bit better. The fees for buying and selling are lower when using the tiered model on Interactive Brokers. There are no exchange connectivity fees and Interactive Brokers doesn't lend out your shares. That's basically why they've become my #1 choice. Don't worry, we'll do an updated comparison video soon, so stay tuned for that. Alright, let's have a look at my investments in peer-to-peer lending, where I'm making plenty of changes. As far as my income is concerned, September was a very good month. I earned a total of 235 euros in interest from peer-to-peer lending. Lendermarket was once again my best performer, followed by Robocash, Viainvest and Income Marketplace. And yes, you probably noticed some changes, we'll get to those in a second. When we look at portfolio performance though, which I use to track my investments, we can see that my monthly return was a bit lower than usual, at 0.57%, and that my internal rate of return for 2022 went down to 8.41%. That's because a fully paid back loan on Bondster returned less than expected, and I marked the difference, which was about 48 euros as a fee. So let's go through my peer-to-peer platforms one by one, starting with Mintos. Due to the higher interest rates for loans from some of the platform's best rated lending companies, I added 500 euros to my Mintos account in September. Meanwhile, I had my best month in over 2 years on Lendermarket with 53 euros in earnings. If you're wondering about the higher rate of late loans, that's because my auto invest has mostly been buying short-term loans over the past few months, which tend to be late or bought back more often than those with longer terms. Next, Viainvest ran as expected in September, but the platform's new split between loans and securities in its interface is still confusing. In what can only be explained as a genius marketing move, okay, not really, pending payments were renamed to payments in process. All jokes aside, Viainvest keeps performing and interest rates were increased to 13% in September. So make sure you update your auto invest if you haven't already. September was my second best month on Robocash so far with 38 euros in interest. The Robocash Group, offering all the loans on a platform, published its financial results for the first 6 months of 2022, and it's impressive to see that they were able to increase revenue and keep net profit almost the same even in the current difficult market environment. Now, let's get to Iuvo Group. I've been investing on this platform since 2018, mostly look at exposure to loans from Bulgaria and Romania from financially sound loan originators within Iuvo's holding company, the Management Financial Group. And while I haven't had a bad experience, I'm just a bit disappointed by the platform's performance when taking a closer look. Even when excluding the 663 euros I have in recovery from loans from Russia or the Polish lending company CBC, I'm only making about 10% returns on my money, which is just way too low in my opinion right now. And that's even though I'm only investing into loans paying the highest interest rate like this one. However, Iuvo has one major downside compared to others. They don't pay interest on the delay period if a loan is bought back after 60 days. That can make a substantial difference when it comes to yearly returns. As a result, I made the decision to stop my auto invest and to start withdrawing my free cash to other more productive peer-to-peer lending platforms. Bondster is in a similar boat. I only added them about 8 months ago, and I don't like how few of my loans are paid back on time or without extra interest for delay periods. And since I haven't seen new crypto collateralized loans by Axema on Bondster for a while, right now I just don't see enough reasons to stay on the platform. Regarding RappiCredit, if you have any loans that haven't gone into buyback after 60 days, like I do, that's supposed to be because of a technical error. According to Bondster, they should be fully repaid, including extra interest by the end of October. Meanwhile, Income Marketplace has been performing very well. As a result, and to take advantage of many loans paying 15% interest now, I added 400 more euros to my account in September. I'm okay with giving up a bit of diversification right now on income to increase the portion of these higher interest rate loans in my auto invest. Shall we get to Bondora Go Grow? As you can see, I withdrew my remaining funds, about 1,025 euros, in September and moved them to another platform. 6.75% interest per year is just not enough in the current high inflationary environment. I'm not saying Go and Grow is bad by any means, after all it's one of the most flexible ways to invest in the space, and I did earn a total of 525 euros in interest, but the recent developments with worse and worse conditions for new investors, like just being able to use Go and Grow Unlimited paying only 4% interest, made me decide to start looking for alternatives, one of which I believe I found with Esketit. Esketit is a peer-to-peer lending platform started in 2020 by the founders of a well-known profitable lending group, Cream Finance, with over 10 years of experience in the space. More than 95 million euros worth of loans have already been funded on the platform. Esketit could be especially interesting if you prefer investing to short-term loans, which is understandable given the current market environment, or if you want to exit investments earlier than planned. Right now, loans from Spain and the Czech Republic are paying 12% interest, while loans from Jordan are paying 14% per year. All loans come with a buyback obligation after 60 days, which covers both principal as well as accumulated interest. And loans from Spain and the Czech Republic come with an additional group guarantee by the Cream Finance Group. Still, a buyback obligation is only as good as the company that's providing it, so let's have a look at the financials. Luckily, Cream Finance has very good numbers according to its audited financial statement, with a net profit of 3.4 million euros in 2021, 1.3 million in the first quarter of 2022, and an equity to assets ratio that keeps getting better. Meanwhile, we also need to take a look at the lending company from Jordan, as that does come with a buyback obligation as well, but without the group guarantee. And here we can see that while it had a small loss in its first year of operations in 2021, it has been profitable every month so far in the first half of 2022. That's good to see. This makes me confident in the buyback obligation working properly on all loans on Esketit. So let's have a look at my account. I deposited a total of 2,000 euros towards the end of September. If you're wondering about the 20 euros in pending bonus payments, you can get the same 1% bonus on all your investments within the first 90 days by using my link below. As for the auto invest, I chose a diversified strategy which invests into loans from all three currently available countries, Jordan, Spain and the Czech Republic. According to my portfolio overview, my money was split pretty equally, with the large majority being in short-term loans. Esketit also has two more nice features. First, a secondary market without fees if you're planning to sell any loan in particular early, and a cash out function to automatically sell a portion or all of your investments to other investors. This could make Esketit a very interesting alternative to Bondora Go Grow for short-term investments in peer-to-peer lending while paying a much higher interest rate. Alright, as you can see, I'm trying to simplify my peer-to-peer lending portfolio by focusing on just 6 platforms: Viainvest, Robocash, Income, Lendermarket, Mintos and now Esketit, while withdrawing from others that either haven't performed as well or that simply don't offer anything special over these 6. That being said, let's finish things off with the highly speculative 10% of my portfolio I have in crypto, namely Bitcoin and Ethereum. With the general market being down, Bitcoin was also down 1.7% in September for a total of 53% since the start of the year, while Ethereum was down worse at 13% and is now down 59% since the start of 2022. So yeah, that's pretty painful, but once the stock market starts going back up, I'm confident these will shoot back up as well. At least I earned a record 193 euros from crypto lending on FTSE FTX in September, so it wasn't all bad. And that's everything regarding my investments. On a more personal note, I'll most likely already be a dad by my next monthly update. I still can't believe it. I guess I'll finally have to start being a responsible adult. Before I take off, don't forget to subscribe for more European finance videos, and if you'd like to support me and check out anything that I mentioned in the video, you can find all the links in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.